Greetings, greetings, greetings. Royal day, royal afternoon, royal evening, royal wherever the respective time and space you are right now. Welcome to Sacred Space. This is Empress Star. I'm here to take you far. Today we're going to be talking about Yoni health and phallus health and diets and yeah, how it affects you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and everything. We're going to hit all aspects of the topic. So go ahead and grab your notepad, grab you your tea, grab you your water, whatever you want to sip on. Grab you your smoke and choke if you want to do that too. All right, I'll be right back in a second. I'm about to this out so everybody so you guys can join on in. What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for holding space with me. Thank you for coming to Sacred Space. Are you guys ready? Are you ready to come to yourself? Welcome. Welcome to Sacred Space, a sanctuary created just for you, the Black, melanated, indigenous, and copper tone woman who is healing, remembering, and rising. I'm your host, Empress Star, a vessel for truth, transformation, and womb wisdom. Every week, we explore what it means to walk in your divine feminine power, to protect your peace, and honor your sacred body, as well as reconnect with the ancestral magic that's flowing through your veins. We hold space for your softness and your strength. We talk real, from spiritual warfare to self love rituals. This is more than just a podcast, this is your spiritual rebirth. So take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, and come on inside. You are safe here, you are seen here, and you are sacred here. This is your sacred space. Thank you once again for coming to be with me, so we can talk about the Yoni health and the phallus health, and how our diet affects the Yoni as well as the phallus. So first of all, does the diet actually affect the Yoni? Yes, sis, your diet absolutely affects your Yoni, your womb, vagina, vajayjay, whatever you want to call it, the reproductive energy. What you put into your body shows up in your Yoni's health, the flow, and even vibration. And here's how: the pH balance and vaginal health. Eating lots of processed foods, such as sugar, such processed foods, as well as sugar, drinking alcohol or dairy, can throw off your vaginal pH, making infections, or BV, which is bacterial vaginosis, more likely. On the flip side, fresh fruits, veggies, whole grains, and probiotics like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut. Um, with the yogurt, I I don't really know about the yogurt because you know it's made with milk, so we need to stay away from the milk products because it's not all the dairy. The dairy isn't good for us. How does it affect the menstrual cycles and flow? Diet high in iron rich foods such as greens, beets, and beans supports your blood during your cycle. Foods such as fried foods or heavy meats can make cycles more painful and make you more sluggish or irregular. Um, Fertility and womb health. Nutrient dense foods such as leafy greens, avocados, berries, nuts, seeds, omega 3 rich foods like flax seeds help nourish the womb. Meanwhile, excess caffeine, alcohol, or fast food can drain your sacral energy. Energy and vibration of the Yoni. Spiritually, your womb is a creative portal. When you fuel yourself with living foods from the earth, your Yoni holds higher vibrations, more magnetism, and stronger intuitive power. Heavy processed foods can cloud that energy and make you feel weighed down. So, absolutely see the difference in my body and my energy from when I was eating meat and when I got off meat, but I still had dairy in my diet. I see the difference from just going completely plant based, no meat, no dairy, um, natural products as best I can. Just steer away from the things that are not healthy or things that are made with things that has toxins in them. that goes on the skin, different things like that, because all of that affects the yoni. It takes away from your vibration. It's like it clouds your aura. Um, you know, one thing that we must do is stay hydrated with H3Os, like eating our water instead of the H2O, drinking the water. It's much better to eat your water versus drinking it, especially with the water source that we got going on, that we have right now. If you don't have a safe means of getting your water, then it's way better to just eat your water. We know everything is polluted right now, everything, the food, etc. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. All right, that's much better. Gratitude. Speaking of hydration, I just had to get hydrated right there. Whew. Um, so drink plenty of herbal teas and things like that, like red raspberry leaf, nettle, and hibiscus. It keeps your yoni juicy. It keeps it cleansed and refreshed. Dehydration can cause dryness and discomfort. So yes, diet plays a huge role in how our yoni feels, heals, and even attracts. Mm. Don't forget smell. It plays a major role in odor. Like, so when you eat the dead meat, the meats, and all the pus filled things, processed foods, etc., etc., it has to come out of your body. It has to detox out of your body through the juices, just everything. So when you're eating meat and that dead, rotting flesh is in your body, going through your long intestines, because we have long intestines, and meat eaters, they have short intestines, so the food don't have time to just rot in their bodies. So the food is rotting, the dead flesh is rotting in your stomach, rotting in your body. So when you go to use the restroom, it stinks really bad because of the rotting food that's coming out of you. Well, the dead carcass that's coming out of you. And it's like when you sweat, you have a stronger body odor. And don't get me wrong, some of this stuff could be hereditary. I know, because it's always somebody that's gonna say, "Well, I can't help." Yeah, but anyway, yeah, like I was saying, yeah, your diet has it plays a big role on your body odor. If you're consuming dead products, then you're going to give off a uh, not so pleasant smell. Of course, you shower and everything and cover the smell up. I'm just talking about like a natural smell. Um, we all have a natural scent, and a scent versus a smell. You know, um, so if you're eating healthy fruits and vegetables, you're gonna smell clean. Even the taste of your body will be different, if you're not putting all those toxins in your body, all the dead food. If you're feeding your body healthy, whole foods, then you'll feel the big difference. The first of all, your energy will go up, and especially if I'm not saying get this plant-based diets and just eat salads, and it's way more to that. I mean, just when you were eating meat, you didn't just eat just a slab of whatever dead carcass you choose for that meal. You have to actually work at it. You have to find the meals that work for you and your body, so you can keep the nutrients. You have to take your supplements. You have to put energy and effort into yourself. I mean, and that's just life, period, right? So if you're gonna do it anyway, how about you take the role that's gonna help you? And if you're feeding yourself healthy, and if you have children, then it's just gonna be a trickle down effect. So yes, diet plays a huge role in how your yoni feels, heals, and even attracts. So, this is a sacred space, Yoni Nourishment Guide. Foods to nourish the yoni. Leafy greens such as kale, collards, spinach, and dandelions. They cleanse the blood and they support health. Berries such as blueberries, raspberries, pomegranates, and blackberries. They're rich in antioxidants and they're good for womb healing. Seeds such as pumpkin, flax, sunflower, and sesame seeds. They balance hormones and nourish reproductive energy. Avocado and healthy fats such as olive oil, coconut and nuts. They keep the yoni lubricated and they support fertility. Beets and root veggies. They strengthen blood and they ground womb energy. Iron-rich foods such as lentils, beans, quinoa, dark greens. They replenish blood lost during menstruation. Here are a few herbs and teas for womb wellness. Red raspberry leaf. It tones the uterus and it eases cramps and it balances cycles. Nettle leaf, which is rich in iron and minerals, it strengthens blood and energy. Hibiscus, sorrel, or zobo are the best ones to use. They cleanse the blood and they balance the pH. Ginger and cinnamon. They increase circulation to the womb and they also ease pain. Yoni steaming herbs such as mugwort, lavender, calendula, and rosemary. They cleanse and restore balance. Use only if aligned with your body and cycle. I am not a doctor, but yes, we definitely need to steam those yonis to help break up that negative energy, and especially after you have a cycle or uh, a traumatic experience, ending a relationship. You know, after doing like a cord cutting ritual, go and do a yoni steam to wrap it all up, to ease it, clear the rest of that negative energy out of that womb. The womb never forgets, but we could definitely help the womb heal and get restored and back in alignment. So these are the foods that we need to minimize, or not even minimize, really just stop eating, take out of the diet completely. Processed foods, processed sugars, because it feeds yeast and it throws off the pH. So got a little itch, got a little smell or something. It's because of the diet. And not to mention that being intimate with men who have not clean diets, or eat certain ways or have certain lifestyles, throw off your pH balance as well. You need to break away from fried foods because it causes inflammation. Too much dairy and red meat. Too much dairy and red meat, it thickens mucus and it stagnates the womb energy. So you're wondering why you're not feeling creative, or you're feeling stuck. That's because of the dead meat. The dead, what is that? Red meat is what, a cow? The dead cow that you're eating. Oh, excuse me. That was my water. So too much dairy, it thickens mucus, and it makes the womb energy stagnant. Excessive caffeine and alcohol dehydrates and drains womb vitality. So, ladies, if you want to drink your wine, all right, you can drink your wine. I think it's best that if we make our own wine. It's really not hard, and you'll appreciate that wine a little bit more. You have to wait those couple little weeks of it fermenting and getting ready for you, versus going to the store and buying alcohol and wine. When especially we really don't know what's in it, and we know how we as melanated women are targeted, and they know that it's been a big wave of us starting to transition from drinking liquor to drinking wine, and they know that, they see the movement. So I feel like everything is targeted, so we need to start being more self-sustainable, and it's easy to do. All you have to do is look it up. Matter of fact, I can drop something on my Facebook page, Empress Star, or make a quick video on it, so we can figure out, start making our own wine, start being more self-sustaining, and just start taking small steps to get out of this damn system. That's the goal. So yeah, I'm gonna make a note so that I don't forget, so I can do another show on how to make wine for beginners. Let's get it. We can't always just be talking about it and not be about it. And it's like, well, make your own wine. You know how I'm gonna do it. Okay, well, I'm gonna put it out there. So, and try it for myself, and make a video, and do a whole taste test, and just have fun with it. We all are spiritual beings having a human experience, and so in this human vessel, in this suit, we fall short. And a lot of times we can't just jump on ourselves. We have to really realize and sit down and figure out the reason why we keep doing the same things that we keep doing. And that's insanity, doing the same things and expecting a different outcome. So if you see yourself having habits or things that you need to change, then how about you take a deep look in the mirror and take energy and effort to change it, and putting energy and effort into changing the things that are holding you back, or could be holding you back, and you not even know that it's holding you back. Just changing that thing up, and say, let me do this for 30 days and see what happens. Let me do this for 60 days and let me see what happens. Let me do this for 90 days and let me see what happens. After you do something for 90 days, it's a habit. It's easy to keep the rhythm up. You know, you either gonna work at doing good or work at doing bad. Either way, you're gonna work to do something. So how about you just take a little more energy, take a little more effort, and work to be the best version of yourself in this time and space. So we were talking about foods and things you need to just get out your diet altogether, because it's for everything that they give you is something in nature that was made for that. Like the sugars, fruit, sweet fruit, you can get that sugar. Let's see, caffeine, the energy burst is different. Veggies is different, different things that come from nature that give you the natural energy, just the same as caffeine. It's natural. It's things that's naturally caffeinated in nature. If, you know what I'm saying, you get that natural energy boost. All right, so because if you drink too much caffeine and alcohol, it dehydrates you first of all, and it drains your womb's vitality. Whew. Let me say that again. So you just drinking coffee at work, or what's the big franchise? Starbucks. You going to Starbucks, just getting a little coffee, Starbucks, work, coffee, caffeine in the drinks, the sodas is caffeine and everywhere. You consume this caffeine, and then let's say you want to have a couple drinks with your friends, go hang out, or they come over and you have a couple drinks with your friends, and you pour more and more poison into the womb, which is taken away from your vitality, your creativity, your endurance, because your womb helps you to push things out. So if she's been drowning in this poison that we've continuously put into our bodies, I tell my womb now, I appreciate you so much, womb. I love you. Thank you for forgiving me for all the trauma that I put you through, all the pain that I put you through, all the neglect, all the hurt, all of the just forgetting about you, just like you've been with me all this time, and you've been making sure my body worked properly, and you've birthed life for me, and I didn't say thank you so much for the children that you held, the portal that you were to bring forth this life, just all the neglect that over the years that I've unknowingly, because I wasn't raised to connect with my womb. I had to learn how to connect with my womb, and I'm still in the process of learning how to connect with my womb. The womb is a sacred portal that we as women have been endowed with. This is such a I don't want to say it is such a such an honor. It's such an honor to be a woman, to be able to bring forth life, to be able to have this creative ability inside of you that will birth out so many ideas, to birth out that you can birth out a nation, you know. And we have to realize the power that we have in our bodies, that sacred womb, that space that is the womb, that space that is being taken up is just so sacred. And we don't understand the power that we hold. A lot of us are understanding, a lot of us do understand, but a lot of us still are not putting the energy and effort into waking up the power, waking up that beautiful sacred energy that is lying dormant inside of us. You know, it's time for us to connect back with that beautiful part of our body, part of our soul, to wake up, just to ignite the gifts, to ignite the superpowers that are laying dormant in our DNA. And it's not up to the next person. It's not up to the your king or your queen. It's up to you to realize that you need to love on you and love on her so that she can wake up, so you can put that power and energy back into her to let her know that she is infinitely loved and you appreciate her, so that she can heal, so that that haze, that fog can be lifted up, so that she can shine in the glory that is meant for you guys, for her to push through you, to help you birth all those amazing ideas that you have stored up inside of you. Birth those amazing ideas that's going to help, help you break generational curses. That's going to help you set your bloodline free. That could be the next thing, the next biggest innovation to help with the melanated community. We have to start loving on our wombs and unapologetically love who we are as the queens that we are. And just looking at the surface, you'll say, well, they're a lost cause. Look at them. The last obnoxious thing that I've seen from the melanated community was I guess one of those big stores. They was in there just twerking, just dancing, because the guy said he don't want us wearing his clothes. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he isn't the only freaking designer that said they don't like us wearing their clothing. So instead of you going and literally showing your ass in the store, why don't you start your own franchise? Why don't you start your own clothing companies? I mean, we have so much. They steal everything from us. Go back and look at the signs and look at the ancient walls. I think it's the LV with the little diamond. It make a diamond for the little. I don't know the shape, but I think the brand is Louis Vuitton. They took that symbol off the ancient walls, and you guys are buying it like crazy, wasting your time and your energy on stuff that already belongs to us. What? Yeah, it already belonged to your ancestors. So you gonna get this crack? Okay, no, we're not gonna go on that tangent. But think about it. It doesn't make sense of the foolery. And you know what that stems from? That stems from eating meat and having all those parasites in you. You can't think straight, so you're just gonna be out there doing crazy stuff that don't make sense. Instead of you being taking a better approach to the situation and just boycotting the stupid store, you go up there and give more publicity by dancing in the store, and the cockazoids looking at you like you crazy, and they're like, oh my goodness, look at this community of people acting all crazy like they always do. Like, aren't you tired? We should be fed up with that. And all of that to say, if we work to heal our wounds, then that dumb crap will be happening. Because we'll be working from a place of empowerment. We'll be working from a place of healing, of divinity. Instead of just low level, surface level. I look good. Let me shake what my mom gave me. No, 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 no. Let's not. No, we done shook it long enough. If you want to shake it, how about you shake it inside of your house? Okay, that's fine. You got the sovereignty over your body. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. But how about we bring respect back to our community? How about we bring respect back to our bodies, to our temples, to our sacred temples with the diets? How about we go back to the queen, the empresses that we were, the goddesses that we were, and show our divinity by showing our wounds love and really just being magical. I know there was a saying, dope girl magic or black girl magic, something like that. But that's really a thing. Like, we are really magical, and we really have dormant superpowers if we just really tap into it. We need to stop with the foolery, stop with the fuckery. Like, we really need to, like, just looking at the statistics of these inflated numbers, where they say we are the leading in all these destructive behaviors and STDs and STIs and this and that and everything negative. The black, melanated, indigenous copper tone is leading in, when we know these numbers are inflated. Yet and still, it still makes you be like, I'm tired of this. We can do better than this. If we were doing what we were supposed to do, they could not be able to pad the numbers and inflate the numbers like they were doing, because we will be on top. We will be in our rightful place. But I digress. Let's get back to this Yoni health. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I know this is a vibe right now, so come on inside. Share it out. Don't pout. That's what it's all about, sharing it out. Thank you so much once again. You send right here with Empress Star. We're talking about Yoni health. We're gonna dive right back into it, because we got to talk about the phallus too now. Don't think I'm just gonna talk about the Yoni and not touch on the phallus, because he got to keep that thing clean too now, don't he? Okay, so let's talk about some spiritual Yoni practices. How about moon water hydration? Charge you some water under the full moon. Sip to align womb with lunar energy. So you just get you some water. I prefer like alkaline spring water, some cucumber water, or you can actually, get your water, add your cucumbers or whatever later. But get you some water. Wait till the full moon. Let the water charge it under the moon overnight. Get you the water. get the water. You can speak incantations into it. Because when you speak life into the water, it changes the molecules of the water. So speak into the water, speak life into the water, and thank the water for aligning you with the cycle, the lunar energy, and just wait for the downloads and just continue to do that. Make that as a ritual. Find you some crystal allies, such as carnelian for fertility or passion, rose quartz is love and softness, or moonstone, one of my favorites, is for cycle alignment. And it won't be complete if you don't add the man chants to it. So here is a man chants for the Yoni. Speak healing affirmations to your womb daily. My Yoni is sacred. My Yoni is creative. My Yoni is divine. I feed my womb life, and she gives me life in return. Let me know if you want me to give you a few more, and I'll paste them down in the comment area later on in the video. So you can do a womb massage with oil such as castor oil, olive oil, or coconut oil infused with herbs. It increases circulation and releases stored emotions. I've got some about 4 different oils soaking right now. About another week they'll be ready, and I'll let you know exactly which ones I like the best, and I'll be selling them. I'll be letting you know what's going to be coming out here soon. Got a few things in the works. So let's keep on going. Let's keep it flowing. All right. So you can do a sacred ritual maybe once a week. You can prepare a womb tea and just have a journal section. Brew raspberry and hibiscus tea. You place one hand on your womb. You write down what your womb is holding, like the old energy. Write down creativity, and write down about your pain. Now you don't have to do this all in one session, but those are just a few things that you can journal about. And then release what no longer serves you. Sip your tea as a ritual of renewal. So once again, this is the womb tea and journal session. You brew raspberry and hibiscus tea. Place one hand on your womb. Write what your womb is holding. Old energy, creativity, or pain. Whatever it is, just get it out. Release what no longer serves you, and sip your tea as a ritual of renewal. So this guy works both physically and spiritually. So your Yoni stays balanced, glowing, and magnetic. So make sure you feed your womb live foods, green vegetables, berries, beet seeds, etc. Get you some herbal allies, red raspberry, nettle, hibiscus, and steaming herbs, etc. Make sure you add those sacred practices with the moon waters and womb massages, crystals, journaling, and don't forget the steaming. Don't forget your man chants and affirmations about self-love, healing, and creativity. So, um, does it affect your Yanni to have sex with a man or woman who have unclean diets? Absolutely, sis. The impact of sexual energy and diet on the Yanni. The physical effects can be when you share your Yanni with your partner, you're not just exchanging pleasure, you're exchanging body chemistry, energy, and even diet residue. If a partner eats a toxic processed or unclean diet, such as heavy meats, junk food, alcohol, and does drugs, it can affect the pH balance, lead to yeast infection, BV, or irritation. It messes up the energy flow by making the womb feel heavy, sluggish, or inflamed. It also messes with your cycle health. Sometimes it causes irregular bleeding or painful cramps. I can attest to that. Drinking alcohol surely affects well, it affected my cycle. So that's definitely, if you're having crazy cramps and you drink alcohol, that could be one reason. So just cut it out for, like I say, 30 days and see what the effect would be. Well, actually, it'd have to be 90 days so you can cycle out, so the alcohol can cycle out of your body, so you can see how your cycle will be when it's completely cycled out. Okay, so the spiritual effects. The Yoni is a portal and temple. Ache. Whatever enters her leaves an imprint. So partners who carry low vibrational energy from poor diets or toxic lifestyles can weigh down your womb with spiritual residue. It can block your creativity, block your intuition, as well as your divine feminine flow. So you're feeling backed up and feeling like you can't think straight, or feeling cloudy, or feeling like something just not right. It's because of the spiritual residue that you're picking up from the person that you're laying down with, because of the parasites and all that negative low vibrational energy he or she has in her body, from the dead carcasses or the mucus that they may be eating. It causes you to feel confused or disconnected from yourself. When you merge with someone, you merge with the fruits of what they consume, physically as well as spiritually. So, sacred healing moving forward. To rise into higher self alignment, here's the sacred path. Cleanse the Yoni. Herbal Yoni steams using mugwort, lavender, calendula, and rosemary, just to name a few, to release residue. Detox teas such as raspberry leaf, nettle, hibiscus, and ginger to cleanse womb and blood. Drink living water and fresh juices to flush toxins. Protect the portal. Be intentional. Be intentional with who you allow access to your sacred space. Choose partners who honor their body as much as you honor yours. Remember, intimacy is an energy exchange, not just physical. Heal spiritually. Womb meditation. Heal spiritually by doing womb meditation. So place your hands over your Yoni, breathe deep, and visualize the golden light cleansing her. Do this for 3 to 5 minutes, and you can do a journal ritual. Write the names or the energies you've absorbed and then burn the paper as a release. You can do moon rituals, which you will align with the full or new moon energy to reset your womb vibration. Affirm through man chants. Speak life back into your Yoni daily by saying, I release all energy that is not mine. My Yoni is sacred, pure, and aligned with my higher self. I attract partners who honor their body, who honor their spirit, and honor mine. Your Yoni is not just flesh. She is a temple, an altar, a portal to creation. When you rise into higher self, you realize not everyone has earned the right to sit at your altar. Right. So, not everyone is supposed to be able to enter into that secret place because it's very sacred. And the sooner that we realize how sacred it is, the sooner that we can start to step into the right direction, into our divinity. Nourish her with clean food, sacred energy, and intentional love. And she will reward you with intuition, power, and divine alignment. All right, so we just talked about the womb, and Yoni health. Now we need to talk about the phallus and the diet and how that affects him and everything. So let's break it down through the lens of the melanated community, where diet, history, and spiritual connection all intersect. Alright, so the phallus and diet and how it affects the man, the melanated king, the melanated emperor, copper tone indigenous man. Woohoo! Physically and sexually. Alright, so a clean diet, which is plant-based, living foods, herbs, and water. They have a stronger blood flow, which equals stronger erections, stamina, and longevity. Cleaner semen. It has a lighter scent. It's healthier. Healthier sperm is less acidic to the Yoni. So, since he has a clean diet, which consists of plant-based living foods, herbs, and water, it doesn't throw off your pH balance if you let him complete the task. Park the cars in the garage, which you should be doing it anyway, unless you're trying to procreate. But and also, like, if you let him park his cars in your garage all the time, that's gonna give her a little smell too. Like, we just have to be more aware and more conscious of our Yoni health. More discipline. There has to be more discipline when it comes to our fluids. If you know, you know. And the semen is definitely cleaner with a clean diet versus a non-clean diet. And we'll just leave that there. Alright, so it gives you, men who have a clean diet has a higher testosterone balance. They have a healthy drive without aggression. It's easier for the phallus to be a channel of life force instead of disease. So a toxic or heavy diet, a meat heavy, fried food, alcohol, sugar, and processed food. So this is the guy who just eat anything out here doing whatever he want to do, just putting everything in his body that he's not supposed to, which is the normal, the average American. That's why so many people are so overweight. All right, circulation slows, which equals weak erections or erectile dysfunction and fatigue. The semen becomes thicker and more acidic, and it can irritate the yoni's pH. Yeah, throw it off, get you a yeast infection, uh, have you smelling crazy down below. And they also have a lower sperm quality. It affects the fertility and vitality, and it can cause blockages and give prostate issues, and not to mention inflammation. Inflammation is usually the cause of everything, because if you cut out the bad diet, honestly, it's going to take away all that mucus, and a lot of that inflammation will go away, and a lot of problems that you have will disappear. But I'm not a doctor, and most doctors won't tell you that, because you got to stay sick. But like I said, I'm not a doctor. But it's best to not put all these toxic things into our bodies, or mucus filled things into our bodies. And statistically, it's telling us that we don't need to do that with the cholesterol, high blood pressure, what's that, congestive heart failure, all that artery blocking crap, all them high numbers we have, and that's just because of diet. It's really not hereditary. It's because of diet. So I guess you do inherit it because they give you the diet. So I guess in a sense, So how about we just change that up so it won't be an inheritance of our star seeds or the ones to come up after us. The change has to start. Why not with us? So what are the spiritual effects of the yoni man with a clean phallus? When a man's phallus carries toxic residue from his diet, he brings that vibration into the yoni. If he eats dead foods, he deposits dead energy, which can dim the womb's light. If he eats living food, he brings life force energy, awakening creativity and balance in the womb. His phallus becomes an instrument of either healing or harm, depending on what fuels him. For melanated women, who often carry generational womb trauma, this difference is huge. A toxic phallus can re-trigger trauma, stagnation, or disconnection. A clean, sacred phallus can activate healing, deeper intimacy, and spiritual union. So how does the phallus affect the man spiritually and emotionally? With a clean diet, his phallus becomes a staff of light, connected to the higher self. No pun intended. Like I said, his phallus becomes a staff of light, connected to his higher self. His sexual energy becomes creative, not just physical. He feels clearer in mind and more emotionally balanced, less ruled by lust. Spiritually, he can channel divine masculine energy. He can protect as well as uplift. But with a toxic diet, his phallus becomes weighed down, disconnected from purpose. His sexual energy becomes compulsive or addictive, and emotional or anger, aggression, or emptiness. Spiritually, his sex drains him instead of elevating him. So, in a melanated community, we must name the truth. Many of our men were conditioned into meat heavy, alcohol driven, processed food diets. Through systematic oppression, this weakens the phallus and breaks the sacred union between black man and woman. So the diet has played a part in breaking down the relationship because that sacred energy exchange anymore. It's just more surface level, more driven in lust instead of in a pure form of union, so to speak. So a healed melanated man who eats clean stands as a divine masculine pillar. His phallus not only satisfies but heals, empowers, and restores balance in the yoni. So a sacred space path to healing for men. A clean diet equals a clean phallus equals sacred energy. So herbs for phallus is the maca root, ashwagandha, ginseng, sea moss, and watermelon. Nature's Viagra. Do a daily ritual. Place your hands over your phallus. Breathe deep and speak. My phallus is a staff of light. I create, not destroy. Or do you? For women with partners, be mindful of who you allow in. You receive not just his seed, but his lifestyle. If you choose intimacy, encourage cleansing rituals together, such as herbs, fasting, and intentional prayers. Honor the union by seeing sex as sacred energy work, not just pleasure. So the phallus and the yoni are mirrors. A toxic diet in the man equals toxic imprint in the womb. A clean, high vibrational diet in the man equals healing light in the womb. Excuse me, let me get a drink. For melanated people, returning to the clean earth base eating is not just health. It is revolutionary spiritual restoration. When our men clean their phallus and our women cleanse their yoni, we return to the sacred balance of divine masculine and feminine and divine feminine. So this is the sacred space truth. When the yoni and phallus are both clean, nourished, and aligned, their union becomes more than sex. It becomes a sacred ritual, a merging of divine masculine and divine feminine energy that transforms both people on every level. Let's flow through it. Physically, a clean diet equals clean blood equals clean fluids. When they merge, the yoni and phallus exchange pure life force instead of toxins. The energy exchange enhances stamina, pleasure, and fertility. Their bodies recognize each other as medicine, not poison. Orgasms become deeper, more whole body experiences because the nervous system is clear and responsive. Emotionally, the heart connection. With no toxic residue clouding the body, the emotional bond is clearer. Both partners feel safer, more open, and more vulnerable with each other. Their intimacy becomes a mirror of trust, not just a physical release. They begin to read each other's emotions without words, feeling, feeling into each other's joys, pains, and desires. Spiritually, there's a higher union. When clean phallus meets clean yoni, the union becomes alchemy, a blending of sacred masculine and sacred feminine energies. Their sexual energy rises up from the root to the crown. are the Kundalini, opening spiritual portals. Together, they can experience sacred orgasms that awaken intuition, visions, and deeper connections to the source. The bed becomes an altar, and intimacy becomes a prayer. Oh, yeah. So, when black men and women cleanse their sacred centers and unite consciously, they generate healing energy that ripples beyond the bedroom. That energy strengthens families, it builds trust between masculine and feminine, and heals generational wounds of disconnection. Their children, if conceived, are born from a place of higher vibration, clarity, and love. So, the greater impact is when clean yoni and clean phallus intertwine. Sex becomes sacred energy exchange, not just physical relief. Their union recharges both partners instead of draining one or both. They magnetize abundance, peace, and spiritual growth because sexual energy is creation energy. They become a living example of what divine partnership can look like in the melanated community, not trauma bonding, not lust driven, but healing centered, intentional love. The yoni and the phallus are not opposites, they are divine counterparts. When both are clean, intentional, and honored, their union births more than pleasure. It births healing and abundance, as well as spiritual elevation. This is how intimacy, when aligned with higher self, becomes a path back to wholeness. All right. All right. So, yeah, just talking about the diet and how it really does affect you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and how we need to get back to eating clean, eating healthy, you know, just so that our central nervous system can get regulated, back regulated. Some things that you can do with your partner. If he or she is a meat eater, just start introducing fresh fruits. Say you wanna, let's go on a fruit fast or something like that. You know, the more fruit you eat, the sweeter you taste. So just add different things, add different, different, incorporate different waters, alkaline water, coconut water, different teas, herbal teas, sea mosses, minerals for vitality. Avoid the heavy meats, the fried foods, the dairy, excess sugar, especially alcohol, because these create stagnation of energy. It gives puts a whole lot of mucus in the body, and it lowers the vibration and in your fluids and in your energy. So we need to steer clear of those things that are not serving us. Before intimacy, you can also burn sage, Palo Santo. I know if it's just spur of the moment, then, but if it's spontaneous, that's different. But if you actually been intentional about the mood and the mode, you can burn some sage, clear the energy, burn some palo to seal the good energy in, and light you some candles. Um, Red's for passion, white for purity, gold is divine union. Look up you some candles, whatever you want to release. Do a joint meditation during the thing. You can sit facing each other, hand on the heart. Do a couple deep breaths in. Set your intention. Whisper your intentions for the union. Healing, love, deeper connection, manifestations that you might want to bring into your reality. And don't forget to throw them man chants in there just for the sacred union. You can speak the affirmations before joining. You do something like examples. Our love is medicine. My yoni and your phallus are divine portals of creation. We rise higher together with each breath, each touch, and each union. Um, the intimate union began with eye gazing and breath work. Let your spirits connect before your bodies do. Allow touch to be slow, intentional, not just a rush, but let it be a ceremony. So don't be so quick to put it in, basically. Enjoy the moment. Become one with each other before you intertwine. During penetration, breathe deeply and imagine golden light flowing between Yoni and phallus, moving up the spine to the crown. If orgasm comes, see it as an explosion of prayer and energy release, not just pleasure. Or release the trauma, the pain, anything you haven't let go of. Just imagine that and let it go and let it flow. And it'll be more healing. And after the act, you can lie together in silence for at least 10 minutes, holding or spooning. You can drink warm herbal tea together, such as hibiscus and cinnamon, or chamomile and rose. Journal together. Write what you felt, what you released, and what you gained. Give gratitude aloud. Honor your bodies, honor your spirit, and honor the union. So when both the yoni and the phallus are clean, intimacy becomes a sacred offering. It is no longer just an act of the body, but a spiritual ritual that restores balance, deepens emotional trust, and births higher energy into the world. So, yeah, that was a lot of information that we just took in. How do you guys feel about that? Um, the yoni, and the phallus and the diet. How it just showed how much it really affects us mentally, emotionally, and as well as spiritually. Just by not having a clean diet. So, what's the first thing you're gonna do? Go to the store and buy you a watermelon with seeds. I'm just saying, one small step at a time. Thank you so much for coming out to hang with Sacred Space with me. Um, Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you changed your diet? Are you going to change your diet? Are you going to stick with what you've been sticking with? Let me know some of the things that you're going to switch up. And also, let me know some of the things you want to talk about, some of the topics you like to hear me talk about. Matter of fact, you can let me know a topic and you can come on and we can talk about the topic together. Why not? Let's have some fun. Let's grow together. Let's put on a show together. So yeah, do I have anything else to say? Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for coming. Thanks for spending some time with me. Thanks for hanging and banging. I hope you got some out of this today because I really did. I'm glad that I did change my diet. I'm glad that I'm in a mind state where I see that how not having the right diet affects me mentally, affects my energy, affects everything. How I'm not as sluggish as I was when I was eating meat. You know, I can see, and honestly, it may be a little more expensive, but it's way worth it, health wise, benefit wise, um, just everything from the top to the bottom. I can feel the difference, and I appreciate the difference in my body. And my yoni, my womb, appreciates the difference. Appreciates me changing my diet. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to see if I have anything else to say about it. Anybody in the comments have anything to say? All right, thanks for coming to hang out with me at Sacred Space. I'm Empress Star, and I will talk to you guys later.